Hello HEMA friends and welcome to this new episode of the Longsword Beginner's Guide. Today we are going to counter a combination of attacks, a topic which is easy to explain as hard to deal with. Without further chats, let's start. So in this video my student Fabrizio is going to attack me with two different combinations of attacks. The first one is quite common, Mandrito Fendente and Roverso Fendente, as we have seen in the 13th episode of this series. The second one is a free attack combination, which adds another attack to the previous one, a Mandrito Sottano, which aims for the exposed ends. So, first thing first, the footwork. In this specific case, we are going to move backward. This is not the only choice available to deal with a series of attacks, but today we are going for this specific one. The ideal pattern of movement I suggest you is 1 or 2 half steps backward, depending from the situation. The half step is more easy to control and helps you changing direction from backward to forward when needed. This is not the only way to move backward, of course. You can move backward in many different ways, as soon as you are precise enough in the distance management. Now let's deal with the first combination of attacks. In our basic form we are going to parry the Mandrito Fendente with the true edge, as we have seen in the 4th episode of this series, and the Roverso Fendente with the false edge, as we have seen in the 11th episode. The riposte after the second parry will be a Mandrito Mezzano toward the neck or head, while moving forward and sideways. This last movement is useful to put more energy into the cut and to cover us at the same time. Now, to deal with the free attacks combination, we have to transform our riposte in another parry. After the two parries we have seen before, we strike a Mandrito Fendente which lands in a Breve-like position parrying the Sottano. From this position we strike a thrust toward the opponent's neck or head. Remember to practice both the versions of this drill, because the defensive patterns needs a lot of conditioning, and creating different options in the same pattern is even more hard to learn. Now let's add a little bonus. So we have seen the second parry executed with the false edge. You have to know that you may easily go for a true edge parry too while parrying on your right. The false edge parry is more a deflection and is slightly more dynamic, but is also slightly more complex to time properly. The true edge parry instead is lesser dynamic, but it's easier to time properly, as it starts to cover you sooner during its movement. The choice is up to you. Well, we are at the end of this 15th lesson. In the next one, we are going to learn some solo drills to train more attack patterns. Remember, if you want to help this channel grow up, subscribe to the channel, spread this guide on your social media network, and if you want to help me even more, check the link of my Patreon page. A huge amount of exclusive content awaits you there. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.